Hello and welcome everybody. Today we got another Wargame European Escalation replay commentary. I have the same guest as the last time. Today he is FIFA again. And yeah, I have a pretty interesting replay. I played the 1v1 against Judgemann. He has about 1950 elo, so it was kind of a high elo game, and it was no rank, but it were the ranked settings. So yeah, I think it was a good game. FIFA, you can introduce yourself or say hello.
Hello, it's me, FIFA again, and I will be joining enohka in this replay commentary. And once again, I hope that the watchers can learn something from it and enjoy it.
Yeah, hope that too. Okay, since I've played the game myself, I wanted to say a little bit more about the deployment here. Okay, the map is Summer Night. It's a symmetrical map which with rivers and bridges. So my strategy for this map, since I don't really like to go into artillery wars and camping, is to play offensive. So I try to go over bridges and get as much ground as I can in the early game. And yeah, just play a little bit aggressive and push a little bit so that I don't get in the situation to just play with artillery. Okay, I started with three squads in this case. I have a command and a strop 2 air defense, which I will send to Bravo. I have a lot of troops, some infantry here, some VPZU, some Spados, three ATGM squads, a T-62 and 1, some Zalos, a little bit of anti-air and a flame tank. This force is going to Echo to take over Echo, because if you get this, you're in a really good position. And yeah, my other force is going to Delta. At least that was my plan. Here I have, yeah, I think almost the same like on the other side. I have the BMP 685 here at Tunguska. That's the main difference, not that much ATGM. And of course, I have an recon helicopter here. So I would say, let's start and yeah, let's see what happens here. Okay. I'm at
Well, don't
29.52.
forget about Judgemann. I will talk a bit about his deployment too, so we
Oh
can.
yeah, sure. Sorry. Of course.
Well, obviously, I'm not Judgemann, so I don't know his battle plan, but as enohka said, this map can be played in several ways. You can try to seal off the bridges and go for a prolonged battle that will usually end in an RT war, or you can try to cross the bridges and force an early battle and hope that the point difference will ensure that you win.
Yeah.
So just a quick look at what Judgemann has deployed. He's starting with the MRS, so that's pretty much a sign that he's looking for a prolonged battle. And his troops are mainly of the defensive form. So yeah, I think Judgemann was going for a defensive game this match.
Okay. So, you ready with? Because yeah, I don't know. You can't say
Let's
that
do a
much.
countdown, and on start we start the game.
All right. So I will do the countdown. Three,
All
2, 1, and go.
right, I'm on 29 minutes 50 seconds now.
Yeah, I'm about 2 seconds ahead, but it shouldn't be okay. It should be okay.
All right.
All right. So yeah, since the map is quite big, yes, nothing interesting in the first seconds, of course. Mm,
So yeah, we can talk a bit about the strategy. So
yeah.
just looking from your perspective, what is your usual strategy on this map?
Um, I play differently. I don't play the map the same every time, honestly. So sometimes I only take Bravo and secure it and don't go over the bridge and go with my main force to Delta and maybe send a CV to Alpha, send some troops to Alpha. But in this case here, I just wanted to go over the bridge at Bravo and try to secure Echo and call in CV for this. Yeah, it's yeah, I think I try to play a little bit more dynamically when I play offensive because you have to react properly on your opponent's decisions. So, as you can see here now, my Mi-9 saw that a lot of troops are going to Delta. So, I decided not to go with my troops to Delta because I saw that I won't have enough to win the fight here. So I just left some troops at the city here because the city here is pretty good to defend. I had some infantry, some ATGM, and some VPZU recon infantry, and even a supply truck. My other CV was going for Bravo, and the CV which was meant for Bravo is straight going to Echo because I saw that I have no enemy forces at Echo. Okay, so I reacted to his play and yeah, could avoid an disadvantage for me in this case. Okay, let's see what he's doing.
Well, Judgemann is, as I said, going for a long battle. He isn't bothering to cross the bridge at Echo. Instead, he's sealing off the bridge by defending it with some infantry.
Yeah,
He has taken Golf, the 4-pointer. That's pretty much standard.
yeah,
And I think he's now using his empty APCs to scout your troops.
yeah. This was a little bit kind of a mistake of me because you don't really expect an MLRS in 1v1, and yeah, in this case, the empty APCs were able to get some recon here, and he straightly shoots with an MLRS into my blob. Not that best move in the game, but yeah, the casualties weren't too bad for me, so it was
No,
okay.
it was manageable, I think.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, my CV at Bravo is a little bit out of the sector, but I think I'm moving it at the moment. Yeah, I do. Alright. So, as you can see, I'm playing the Pact side here, and as we all know, the Pact has a little bit of the ATGM advantage. I'm having two T62 M1s here, and they are pretty strong fighting over these rivers, over these bridges, because the range is longer and they have pretty fast missiles, so they can take out another ATGM vehicle pretty easily. They win every battle against, for instance, VAB Mephisto, because the missile is just flying way faster. Alright, he's shooting with the MLRS again here. I could manage to save my ATGM squad here by getting it into my APC again. Going over the bridge with some VPZU just to check out what I will get there. Yeah.
So you're not sacrificing anti-APCs to scout?
I do, but I didn't have that much here because I didn't want to sacrifice the APCs of my ATGM squads because they're really important. I always need to reload them again when they get shelled and stuff, you know. And yeah, the other APCs were killed by the MLOS, so I didn't really have the choice, and I thought maybe some VPZU would be a good choice here. Yes. So as you can see, he tried to go a little bit over the bridge here, but my T62M1 stopped it. Here we see a little fight between an AMX32 and a T62M1. I did a little mistake here. I didn't switch off the cannon, so my T62M1 didn't use his ATGM rocket. He used his main cannon, and he would have killed the AMX32 otherwise. But yeah.
Yeah, that's a nice bit of micro tips for players. If
Yeah.
you want to force your tanks to use a particular weapon, switch off the other weapons.
Yeah.
For example, if you play packed helis and you're using the basic variant, you don't want to use the inaccurate ATGMs. Instead, you want to use the mass rockets. So turn
Yeah.
off the inaccurate ATGMs.
Yeah, that's true. But in the case of tanks like the T80U or the T62M1, it's sometimes pretty smart to just take off the main cannon and use the ATGM rockets because they are more effective and more accurate. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, here we see he's using a lot of Zippos. I didn't see that in the last time that often. I think he's got like 3 Zippos now on the field. He's calling in another one. And now he's calling in some artillery, 2 AMX off ones. I don't have any artillery, but I called in Buratino. This is, I think, a really good example for using a Buratino here, because we see the bridge at Echo. It's occupied like I did on my side here at Delta, and it's pretty hard to shell infantry out of building with normal tube and artillery, and it's yeah. Such a Buratino can take down a city in this size with one salvo pretty easily. You will see it on the next second, I think. So the Buratino is just made for this job, basically, cleaning cities or woods.
Meanwhile, though, Judgemann has been sniping your Charlos with the MRS.
Yeah, that's true. He killed two of the Zelos, which is pretty interesting. Two MOS killing the Zelos. I didn't expect that much damage, to be honest, which was a mistake again here. So his MOS did a good job against me.
I think it has mainly to do with distance because the distance is relatively small. It
Yeah,
can get a few good shots.
yeah, you're right. I think it's almost on the minimum distance.
Yeah.
So yeah, pretty effective. As you can see, the Buratino killed the. I think he had Panzer Grenadiers and chasseurs and stuff in here in the city, and I took a lot of them out with the first salvo. And now I'm trying to get over the bridge with some cheap infantry with the Russian Motostrelsky. Okay, he's doing similar. He's going over the bridge here with some weasels, zippos, and chasseurs, and at the same time he shells the city which is occupied by my forces. And unfortunately, my supply truck is empty here, so I can't stay this infantry troops alive. Could have maybe sent. I think this Ural was meant for the city, but it came too late, definitely. So
Yeah, it's quite hard to for you to reinforce that front because it's pretty far away from Echo, your main spawn point now.
yeah, that's definitely true. It wasn't fast decision to just defend the city and not go over, but I think it was still the better decision because I had to do something, and yeah, we will see what happens on this flank here. Okay, on the other side, at Echo, I went over with my Motostrelskis. Oh, it took quite long to unload them. That shouldn't happen. Okay, now
Oh, well, you took out the infantry at
before the
yeah.
before the chasseurs arrived, yeah. Um, I've called in just called in the two Mi-17s because I thought I might be able to stop this little push a little bit or to save some time with them. Let's see. Meanwhile, my Motostrelskis here at Echo are cleaning the city pretty easily because there are only some anti-air and some cheap chasseurs in the city. Okay. On the other side, he's attacking my VPZU with the flamethrower tanks, and yeah, now he's called in for chasseurs. And that's the moment where I call in the Mi-17s. They are really strong against infantry. They can take out whole infantry squads in seconds if you manage micromanage them properly.
Still, it won't be enough to prevent Judgment from crossing the bridge, and already he has a strong presence there.
Yeah,
So, yeah, we will see what he will do with those forces.
yeah, that's definitely true. Now he definitely managed to cross the bridge with some strong forces. He has a Bradley, an AMX-32, another Bradley, a lot of weasels, zippos, anti-air infantry. Yeah,
Yeah, the only thing he's pretty much lacking is some good recon.
yeah, that's true, definitely. Okay, now his stingers are shooting at my Mi-17s. They missed the first shot because they're only on wet 1. And now I'm shooting at the stingers with the Mi-17s, and I think I will be easily able to take them out before they can kill one of mine. The Mi-17s are pretty well armored. So, not really armored, but they have a lot of health points, so they easily can survive one rocket.
Yeah, that's why some people are complaining that the pact is OP because of the helis are so easy to use in an heli rush.
Yeah, that's true. Um, I can agree in. Yeah, conditionally, I can agree with the statement. It's a little bit strong, but if you know how to play against it properly, it's you can handle it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's very true.
Okay. Um, Now I'm pushing here with them Spados into the city just to get some recon here and get some time, saving money. I didn't call in that much in the last time. I saved a lot of money, I think, just to react to his play. I know that he had a lot of troops here, but now I'm checking out with three Spados how many defense he's got in golf. Maybe maybe I can start a push here. Let's see what my Spados can do there. Yeah.
Yeah, you mentioned an interesting thing that I wish they would have in the sequel in Airland Battle, that in replays you can actually see how much money a player has.
Yeah, that's definitely true. I wish. Okay, now we see yeah, kind of a mistake. I didn't unlock my Scots when I saw the AMX32, but my concourse infantry were able to get it. So this were 80 points for me.
Yeah, that's a mistake, I think, on Judgemann part,
Yeah,
that he isn't using his artillery to take out the conquerors.
yeah, that's true. I think he doesn't have the best recon here. He has his Kiowa. Let me see. No, he's not seeing the conquerors. He's only seeing the APCs, but he must have seen them when they shot. So at the moment, I saw that there's not that much defense, so I tried to attack golf with some cheap helicopters. I'm using the Mi-8 TV. They have rocket pods with a lot of rockets in them, so you can use them to snipe CVs in some cases. Here we see a mistake of Judgemann. He has two chaparrals here, fully wetted, but they don't have supply next to them, so they only can shot 8 rockets, and after that they're pretty much useless, and yeah, they're worth about 160 points, 140 points. So the Kiowa and the Stingers were able to take this one down. I think I tried to shoot at the MLS, but it didn't work in this case. But I think it was worth a try. Don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe
if
not
it succeeded, it
necessarily.
was a good exchange.
But now we see the big push here at Bravo. So I have on T80 here, two BMP 685s, a Crew Squad, and then T62M1. I also have still my two Mi-17s. This is a pretty interesting battle here. I think the BMP 685, a lot of people use them, of course, but I have to mention here in this battle, they have a base accuracy of 5 and an AP power of a base accuracy of 9 and an AP power of 5 for the cost of only 45 points. So the most damage here didn't do my T62 or my T80. The most damage here and the most stopping power here was a single BMP 685. He did.
Also, an interesting fact about the BMP 685 is that it has normal stabilizers, so
Yeah.
you can actually move and shoot with it.
Yeah, definitely true. So the BMP 685 has a really good price for this firepower. The armor is not the best, definitely, but the firepower is pretty strong, as you can see. It one-shots everything, which...
That's an understatement. If you sneeze at it, it will pretty much die.
yeah, that's true. But here, they didn't concentrate on it because they saw here Judgemann, I think Judgemann saw the bigger threat at the T80 and the T62M1, so he just ignored this tank.
Yeah.
And this was definitely a mistake. He had two Bradleys, which were taken out by this tank. He had, yeah, quite a big army. This BMP 685 stopped almost the whole rush alone. That was pretty interesting.
Well, I'm just looking from Judgment's side.
Yeah.
If you look at it purely point-wise, you get more points by killing the T62M1 and the T80 than two BMP 685s.
Yeah, that's true, but he tried to attack me here, and he has to take out the threats before he can think about points.
I think the main mistake he made was not using the extended range of his Bradleys, the 80 GMs.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, I still had the T62M1. I think he shot at the Bradleys either. And they have even a bigger range than the Bradleys.
He's trying a second push though, some weasels and
Yeah.
some infantry.
Yeah, I called in some rocket pod helicopters again. But yeah, I wasted them pretty much. Because yeah, I saw here the MOS coming and microed my BMP, which was already on Web 2, a lot of points worth. And yeah, this helicopters died for were not really worth the cost. Yeah, this
Yeah,
is
even
so-
though the helis are very cheap units, if you build multiple units of them, then pretty
Yeah.
soon they become valuable, like 120 points in this case.
Yeah, definitely. No, yeah, you're right. You're right. 120 points, and that actually gave him the lead here because I was in a pretty much comfortable lead, and after taking out this 120 point worth helicopters, he was able to get it back.
Mm.
Okay. Yeah, I also used my Buratino to stop the rush. He did a good job either by shooting at the road here. But now he's calling in some reinforcements, and I didn't do that too much. I think I'm saving at the moment. So yeah, I just gave him here the Bravo side. I pulled back my CV, my Buratino, my Tunguska, and my tanks, especially the T-62M1.
Yeah, it's probably a wise decision. If you can't hold a sector, you better pull back before you lose all your troops.
Yeah, definitely. In fact, I left some infantry and VPZU here, um, just to maybe deal some good damage or just give some recon for my Buratino or maybe for Danas. But I decided here because I knew that he was calling in reinforcements. I knew how many troops I had, so I knew that he didn't upgrade his Gulf defense. So in this case, I just bought. Let me count 8, 12, 15 Motostrelskis. The Motostrelskis, the Russian ones, are pretty awesome because you can call 40 of them and they're pretty cheap and really strong for the price. So that's why I like them that much. And yeah, I just try to push with a lot of infantry here at Golf because I know that he can't have that many defense that he's able to stop me. Let's see if it's effective here. At the moment, he's for exactly 100 points in the lead.
Hmm.
So the point limit was 1500, so it's getting a little bit hot for me. He has income advantage and the point lead, so yeah. We see another interesting thing here. I have a Tunguska, and the Tunguska misses 10 of its rockets against this Kiowa. It, I think it didn't hit a single time with the rockets, and yeah,
Well, it's possible if you look at the accuracy. It's accuracy 7, so it hits 35% of the
yeah,
time, I believe.
yeah. But 10 rockets no hit is yeah a little bit awkward. Okay, now Judgemann is still 100 points in the leads, and there are only 250 points to go. But I am here with a lot of infantry against his troops. He still has his CV in here, and he has some two fully wetted chaparrals, which he don't move, which is definitely a mistake. Um, yeah, now I killed the Zippos and some infantry here, and that sums up. So now I'm here, 150 points in the lead. And
Yeah,
there's a,
you just killed one chaparral.
yeah, now there's a second fully wetted chaparral, which is with 70 points. I'm unloading my infantry here. Yeah, they're shooting at it. Okay, now I just have 20 points. I think this Chasseurs and one Jupiter would be enough. He's shelling with the artillery, but a little bit half-hearted, I think.
Yeah, too little, too late now, I think.
Yeah, definitely. So I'm now just missing 8 points. He's missing 200 points, and yeah, now I get it by killing some other infantry squad or something like that. So yeah, um, as you can see, he did a push. It was relatively effective. I had to pull back from my sector, but I knew that he couldn't have that much defense in his sector. And yeah, I cleaned the buildings at the bridge either, so I decided just to push with some infantry. And in this case, I think it was a good decision. And yeah, since we both played a little bit offensive here, it was an interesting game, I think, especially because the zones we took are not really usual for that map. It's normally it looks a little bit different, so that's why I like this replay. I hope you enjoyed it like we did, and yeah, FIFA, have you some last words?
Yeah, it was an interesting game, and I enjoyed casting it and watching it. I think well, Judgment gave you a good game, and
Yeah,
well,
definitely.
well played by both players.
Yeah, in fact, I did some mistakes, which yeah, a little bit mad about myself, but yeah, by watching replays and seeing them, you just can hope that you remember the next time that you don't waste that much helicopters, for instance. Yeah, but yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you were able to learn the thumb things, and yeah. If you liked it, would be really nice if you press the subscribe button, and I hope I will see you the next time. Bye.
See ya.
Ciao.